Azimio hit out at President Ruto's regime, accusing it of discarding the people's agenda under which they were elected to office. According to the political outfit, the Kenya Kwanza regime has become uncaring, uncharitable, and cold-hearted, and has adopted a lack of empathy, coldness, and arrogance that are at odds with the times. The Raila Odinga-led Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party has presented a list of demands they want fulfilled by President William Ruto's administration, failure to which they threatened unspecified consequences. This comes after the Odinga-led opposition team on Wednesday convened at the Kamkunji grounds in Nairobi for what they termed as the People's Consultative Forum. In a subsequent statement sent to newsrooms by Mr. Odinga's spokesman Dennis Onyango, the Azimio team hit out at President Ruto's regime, accusing it of discarding the people's agenda under which they were elected to office. According to the political outfit, the Kenya Kwanza regime has become uncaring, uncharitable, and cold-hearted, and has adopted a lack of empathy, coldness, and arrogance that are at odds with the times. Azimio vowed to continue holding such forums across the country in pursuit of a nation that cares for the citizens, respects the rule of law, and honors the principles of inclusivity in line with our constitution. However, from the Kamkunji grounds meeting, they presented the following demands to the government as per his spokesman. 1. There is need for Ruto regime to be put under intense scrutiny and pressure by Kenyans and be forced to return to the people's agenda which the regime has discarded. 2. That the Ruto administration be pressured to institute measures to reduce cost of basic commodities, particularly by restoring subsidies to unga, fuel, school fees, and electricity beginning January 2023. Failure to which Kenyans will be free to take such steps as they may deem fit to ease the burden of the yoke upon their shoulders. 3. The Ruto regime must restore the school fees subsidy that saw the ministry reduce fees in all secondary schools and special needs schools. Ruto needs to understand that while his fortunes may have changed for the better, for a majority of parents, if not all, the economic situation has become worse or remained the same. 4. The Ruto regime be made to immediately restore and enhance the subsidies in the area of social safety in the form of cash transfer to the elderly, Pesa ya Wazee, and Linda Mama that covered maternal issues for economically disadvantaged mothers which have since been withdrawn. 5. The Ruto regime be pressured and be made to institute discipline, order, and clarity in its ranks so that Kenyans can have clarity on critical policy issues, failure to which Kenyans will be at liberty to disobey the incoherent roadside declarations being issued by his incompetent officers. 6. The Ruto regime be pressured to embrace the rule of law and embark on an inclusive and consultative process of reconstituting the IEBC, failure to which Kenyans will be free to resort to other measures that will enable them attain this goal. 7. In strict adherence to the Constitution and the rule of law, Ruto be pressured to take steps to ensure that the composition of the civil service reflects the ethnic, regional, religious, and gender diversity of our land, that it rewards competence and is free of tribalism, favoritism, and nepotism, and in compliance with the integrity provisions of the Constitution. 8. The Kazimtani project be immediately restored and be made available to those who find it useful, while others pursue options like Ruto's Mjengo. 9. Ruto be compelled to permanently discard any ideas and plans to bring GM products and seeds to Kenya because of the grave danger they pose to our health, environment, and seeds. The administration must adhere to the rule of law and constitutional provisions on public participation and enactment of relevant legislation. 10. We decry the ongoing collapse of the criminal justice system that has seen the DPP drop cases of highly placed suspects, while millions of poor Kenyans with petty offenses continue to rot in jail, and that the DPP be made to open the jails for everyone to walk home if the office is no longer interested in upholding the rule of law and protecting the criminal justice system. And lastly, the Hustler Fund be constituted in line with the rule of law, correct legislation, and without illegal threats to the youth who tap into it. The youth who have picked the funds must be encouraged not to panic or commit suicide in the event they default. Those who can't pay won't have to pay. Triza Odero, LTV, Kenya.